Hey guys, and welcome back to another video by myself, Zagreus. Now, you've seen by the title of the video, this is actually a prologue to an audio novel series. So you're probably wondering, why are you talking to the camera? What's going on? Well, because this is quite a short part of the audio novel, because the prologue is, I think, it's only about 2, 3, maybe 4 minutes to be recorded. What I wanted to do was give a little bit of context behind Shattered Universe. First, just before I dive into the video, it arrived! Doctor Who Season 12, 2nd edition is now in my hands. I've started the rewatch. Literally just watched part 1 of Robot. So I'll do a review of that box set soon, and then thanks to someone in the comment section on the last video, Blu-ray, I'll be taking a look at the eBay bid prices, because I forgot to do that. So I'll have a look at the eBay bid prices, and then I'll probably do a video looking at the rumours of the upcoming Blu-rays, which would be quite interesting and fun. So I wanted to give a little bit of context behind it. Now, Shattered Universe is something I have had on the back burner for about a year and a half now. It is a concept based on the 12th Doctor, but I wanted to rewrite Twice Upon a Time, and the first episode of Shattered Universe was going to be based in that. Now, Shattered Universe had multiple concepts to begin with. To begin with, it was a figure adventure with 6 parts, with the 12th Doctor teaming up with a couple of his previous incarnations and companions to fight a devastating evil. I never quite figured out what that evil was, but there was approximately 3 parts to that. I think there was like 4 Doctors in each part, so that I could kind of cover them all. So that was the very beginning concept. It was supposed to be a figure animation, but I wasn't very good at figure animation or with building sets with anything like that, so I decided to kind of leave that alone. It then came back as a 14-part story concept instead, still as a figure animation, but it became better. Shattered Universe was based around a Dalek cyber war and this fight for an amazing, powerful weapon that could destroy the universe, and it then spanned across all the Doctor's incarnations, which I quite enjoyed. I quite enjoyed the idea of that, but again that fell flat because it was figure animation. It then was going to move into an audio series, full cast audio series, but I don't know that many people, so that again fell through. And then the final idea was the same idea that I'm doing now, which was as novels, but Shattered Universe originally was 14 parts, and this novel that I'm doing is around about 3 hours long. Hopefully the project is about 3 hours long, but the original Shattered Universe was about 15 hours long, so writing all of that and then bringing it out in a timely fashion just wasn't feasible. It's a concept I'm going to go back and do at some point, but right now it's just not one of those applicable things that I can actually get done. So Shattered Universe was on the back burner until Doctor Who Series 12 came out. I really disliked Doctor Who Series 12, but that's for a different video. However, the reason that Shattered Universe came back into continuity was because of the Timeless Child. Yes, I am going down the path of rewriting the Timeless Child, but instead of just going, I don't want that to be canon, I'm going to consider it not canon, I'm going to use the Timeless Child and incorporate it into a story that hopefully is happy for both parties. I'm not trying to say that, oh, the Timeless Child is a pile of rubbish and I'm going to get rid of it because... I want to do it because it seems like an interesting challenge to kind of, where did this child come from, who was the Doctor, all these kind of stories. So it still features the 12th Doctor, but it now features a different Doctor as well. It now settles on 2 Doctors. It is the 12th Doctor versus the 7th. So I've always kind of considered the 7th Doctor to be one of my favourites, and seeing as the Timeless Child messes with the history of the Doctor, and with the 7th Doctor being so kind of connected to the history and to the past of Gallifrey, he seemed like the perfect Doctor to go and fight this trial. There will be new friends, there will be old friends, there will be new enemies, there will be old enemies. I will explain what the Timeless Child is. There will be a whole host of hopefully new story content going in, and I'm hoping it will be quite an interesting journey. Now, please, I don't want any hate in the comments about going, oh, for God's sake, you're one of them, you're changing the Timeless Child, can't you just be happy? Well, no, that's why I'm doing it, and I'm also a very cynical person. But Doctor Who rewrites and changing stories and things that I haven't been happy with is something I've done for a long time. So doing the same thing, but in my own canon, rather than changing the episode and going, that's my phone going off, rather than changing the episode and going, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to change the Timeless Child, and then I'll have to go back and rewrite the entire Series 12, I'm going to count Series 12 as happening, and then we jump to this story, and then everything kind of changes. So, yeah. That's the concept behind it. Shattered Universe is literally Shattered Universe. There are 3, hopefully, hour to an hour and a half long stories to be coming out. All the chapters will be coming out individually, hopefully one every week. The prologue is written. Obviously, that's this video. The first chapter is written, and the second chapter is about halfway written and will be completed. So if I can kind of get like a chapter written and edited and uploaded every week, I'd be quite happy with that. There's probably going to be around about 29 parts. 29 chapters across all 3 of the novels, so hopefully about 3.5 hours in total, and then I will see from there. If you are interested in this concept, please leave a like on the video and leave me a comment below. If there's any hints or tips or you think would make my writing better, please, again, let me know in the comment section down below. I'm not going to be hurt by that. I'm always open for suggestions and constructive criticism. But if you're just here to be like, oh, for God's sake, it's another one of these Timeless Child videos, just wait until I do my review of Doctor Who Series 12 and put all your hate in that one, because that's going to be quite a decisive video, and I'm actually quite looking forward to doing it. Not for the fact of starting arguments with people, but because I actually quite like putting my opinion out there, and I want to explain why I don't like the Timeless Child, and not just because it's Doctor Who canon. Because it technically does, but it also technically doesn't. I can see both sides of the argument, but I have my own reasons for why Series 12 sucked. But again, that is for another video. Today, we are here for Doctor Who Shattered Universe, the prequel. The prologue. Technically not the prequel, the prologue. And if you can tell me where the template for the book cover came from, if you can tell me what series of trilogy books that is based on, top points to you. At the end of Shattered Universe, I'll explain where the concept for this artwork came from. I'll probably do like another video at some point. Probably. I like doing videos. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Enjoy the prologue. I do apologise that this bit came before, but I wanted to give a bit of context behind what Shattered Universe was. And yeah, enjoy the video. Let me know about your thoughts and feelings below, and join me next week for Chapter 1 of Shattered Universe. Take care.
The world burned. The skies fell silent as a war raged below. 2 almighty races warring across the stars until finally they settled on one planet, Origus. A peaceful world, a tranquil place, once filled with the laughter of children, but now filled with the screams of those who had lost their families. Standing on top of a hill that overlooked a vast village, a man watched as ships landed and filed out troops after troops. The fires burned, swimming through civilians and enemies alike, killing all in its path. And in the middle of the war, a single word was uttered: exterminate. The man on top of the hill leaned on an umbrella, holding one of his lapels. As he watched, he mused on the idea of helping, but knew that it would be pointless. This war was a fixed point. It had to happen, though he certainly didn't have to be happy about it. The man began walking down the hill towards what seemed like a command centre of sorts. As he got closer, he contemplated the enemy base he was about to walk into. The races at war on this planet were the Daleks, 2 factions. One, the Imperials, led by Davros. The other, the Renegades, led by the Supreme Dalek. Both armies had lost their leaders and were now fighting for a victory that would ultimately give them nothing. As the man got closer to the base, he noticed several guards looking at him. Their weapons raised, they shouted, the typical shout of any Dalek. Exterminate. The man rolled his eyes, no fear in his mind. He'd fought these creatures before and won, and this time would be no different. I am the Doctor, Lord President of Gallifrey, Keeper of the Legacy of Thrazalon, Defender of the Laws of Time. Obey me, and take me to your leader. The Doctor stood, wondering if they would actually take him. The Daleks looked at each other before turning and gliding away. The Doctor flung the umbrella over his shoulder and followed, mockingly raising his hat to the other Dalek watching. As they moved deeper into the camp, the Doctor saw Daleks like he'd never seen before. The army of renegades was made up of hundreds of different casings, colours, units, all the remnants of an old, glorified age. As he got closer to the main control unit, the Daleks got cleaner. They got brighter. They got fancier. The Doctor smirked as he watched the Daleks plan their next move. This little batch, these 4 fancy Daleks in front of him, were the final remains of the Dalek Council. 1 tall black unit, 1 standard gold unit, and 2 black Daleks. 4 remained, out of an original 22. So, you seemingly survived after his uprising then? The Dalek Council members turned to face the Doctor. The tall gold Dalek spoke.
You are an enemy of the Daleks, Doctor. Our greatest enemy. Why are you here?
To gloat, the Doctor said, moving around the central unit. It projected a small tactical layout showing the ongoing battle. So, the Imperials finally managed to get their Spiridon reinforcements. I believe I was there, in the past, or the future. One can never quite remember.
Do not speak in riddles. Explain your arrival or be exterminated.
The Doctor stared at the Supreme before moving towards a tactfully sound location, just in front of what appeared to be a database holding all the Imperial information. I'm here to offer you a solution to your problems, a weapon that could win you this war.
Why would you give the Daleks a weapon of mass destruction?
The Doctor smirked, leaning down on the tactical display. He pushed around a few units, making them more useful in the ongoing battle. I'm not. You have to earn it. The Supreme Dalek made a noise that, if the Doctor wasn't so smart, one could have assumed as a laugh.
Daleks do not earn. We will take it by force.
Good luck finding it. You see, when I say you need to earn it, you need to take it. Defeat an enemy like no other and claim your rightful winning. But there will be others there, also fighting for the same prize. The Dalek Council looked at the Doctor. Even though they only had eye stalks, the Doctor could sense their inability to understand this illogical offering. I understand this may be confusing, but I need help to fight an enemy like no other. In return, you get the weapon.
And why would we help you?
The Doctor looked up from the map. Because you're losing. The Imperials will defeat you in a matter of days, and you know it. Even with the reinforcements you have on the way, you will still lose. Use those reinforcements to defeat my problem, and you will have the most powerful weapon ever devised.
After killing the other contestants.
A single creature is powerful enough to defeat them. I need you, as well as others, Cybermen, Sontarans, and a few other older enemies. Who knows? Maybe the Cybermen could use the weapon to finally win their stalemate with you. The Doctor moved to exit the war room. The tall Dalek moved to stop him, its gunstick trained on him.
You wouldn't allow us to have this weapon, not when this world burns and screams in agony.
The Doctor turned to face the Dalek, getting close. You can have the weapon if you win. This moment is fixed, so I can't save this planet. But if you decided to release your prisoners, or make it easier for civilians to leave, then maybe, just maybe, I'd be persuaded to give you an advantage. It's up to you, Supreme. The world is Axis. You've been there. You have 1 day to decide. You need to be there by next week. You will know when to attack. Just fire on the enemy, not the other contestants. Sound fair? The Dalek stared at the Doctor before turning to view the war plans. The Doctor began to leave, walking slowly back to his TARDIS. Upon reaching the top of a hill, he looked back at the war zone. The fighting had slowed, the fires had burned down. Closing his eyes and praying for the people of this world, the Doctor turned back to the TARDIS. The final pieces needed to be set in motion. His last gamble, his last act before his regeneration. And this time, he was playing for the whole universe.